So Soma-kun,
Yeah.
every story usually has a main character, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And what kind of main characters do you identify with?
Depends on the reader you're targeting, but mostly I prefer like the books with main characters are like same age or
Same age?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have like maybe a teenage character?
Teenage character.
But what kind of situation are they usually in? Like, are they leading an easy life or difficult life?
Struggles.
Struggle, right. So we need to have a character with some kind of problem, some kind of struggle. What kind of struggle do you think this character has? This teenage character, so we've narrowed it down a little bit. There's a teenage character, he has a problem. What is his problem? So what can you kind of imagine, but it would be realistic to have this setting?
Japan.
Setting? Okay, so we can have the setting in Japan. So the main character is teenage. Is he Japanese or foreign? Okay. He's teenage, he's foreign. Where is he from?
America.
America, okay. American. What are his parents like?
Let's say his parents are like
Okay.
or no, let's say
Okay, yeah, no, that's good though. Parents are working at the American Embassy. Okay, and what are their names? Dad's name is... He's a white guy. Dane? David, okay. Dad, David. Mom is?
Mom should be Jane.
Jane? Jane, okay, Jane and David. Okay, more about these people. So, where's David originally from in America? East Coast guy, West Coast guy? Is he like a majimena, like, you know, serious type, or is he like casual, like what kind of thing? So this guy wears a suit, he goes to the embassy, he doesn't work there. He could be like kind of a casual.
Yeah.
Okay. So David is as a casual character. Okay, now before we get too sidetracked, we want to go back to the main character, who's the teenage American. So what's his name? So the other day I was doing this, trying to figure out characters, and like you need to have like a character's name that really says something about the character. He's in the book, like you never see him, so you have to like, it has to convey something. So if the character's name is, say, Ralph, what does that sound? Yeah, kind of dorky. Or if the name is like kind of old sounding, it can sound very like formal. So David sounds like a really average guy. And Jane also sounds very average. So is their son average as well?
Yeah.
Son is a normal kid, okay. Normal kid, normal white kid. Trying to feel it. So my image that's coming into my head is like this typical American family, like at the dinner table, and they have like basically nothing to talk about. Like, today was nice, yes, just the same as yesterday. You know, there's nothing wrong. Oh, and then the Jones next door are having a divorce.
Yeah.
And and then they're kind of like eating very quietly, but secretly they're kind of like, I want to have some action in my life.
Yeah, they have nothing to talk about.
Okay, so they have nothing to talk about. Okay, so this is happening. So I'm feeling some like headlines. So, what's their last name? Last name. David what? Has to sound normal. David Chow. David Chow. The Chain's American. Jane. David what?
Wait, what's the name of the main character? Oh yeah, we didn't choose it.
We didn't choose it yet.
Okay. So, something like Peterson?
Okay, David Peterson. Jane Peterson. And what is the kid's name? Maybe the kid starts being average and then he transforms into something. Into a character that is struggling.
Oh yeah.
Like maybe at first he's the kid, or maybe they die. What about killing the parents? The parents are killed. There's a terrorist attack at the Japanese embassy, First ever.
Why don't we have like a simulation talk so that we can like actually
Think about the story.
yeah. So how should we start?
Okay, so
Like so we're at the dinner table, right?
yeah, we're at the dinner table.
And it's a boring family, and then so we have the first part ready. It's where Jane, yeah, I guess Jane. No, I mean David starts.
Yeah, so David the dad and Jane the mom are sitting down at the dinner table.
Yep. Okay, so you want to start?
Okay.
Okay. Are you David?
I'm David.
Okay.
So I'm at the table. Hey Jane, I heard the Jones are getting a divorce.
Oh, really? Well, but that's not much of a surprise because they've been having problems since last fall.
But I guess we're so lucky that we don't
Yeah.
have that problem.
We are such a normal family.
We're having this really nice white fish tonight.
Yeah. White fish?
Something felt a little artificial though.
Yeah, artificial.
So hey Jane, I heard that the Jones are getting a divorce. What would she say?
Like,
That's not surprising?
yeah. No, first she'd be like, oh, really? Well, but now that I think of it, it's not really surprising because they've been having problems. And then we have to think of something after that.
Yeah. What happens after that? Maybe just silence again?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
there's nothing else to talk about?
Yeah, that might be good.
And then Patrick is sitting there.
Silence.
And Patrick is thinking, why don't we have a problem?
Yeah.
Maybe we'd
Why
be
don't we
happier.
ever talk about ourselves? Is what Patrick is thinking.
It is night at the U.S. Embassy in Tokyo. It is a Friday night. But unlike the Jones and the Gibsons, and the Yamakis enjoying cocktails at Roppongi, the Petersons sat at the dining table eating white fish. All they could hear were knives and forks clicking against the plates. For Patrick Peterson, age 14, dinner was the most cruelly unexciting event of the day. Not even any class at school bored him as much as dinner. The boredom was like a slowly spreading disease. No one could have understood the pain, not from the outside, since they looked perfect. There was nothing wrong about the family. Patrick's dad, David, worked at the embassy and was fairly wealthy. His mother, Jane, was a pleasant-looking housewife and usually shopped for her clothes and bags at Prada. Patrick, their only son, was an average kid who had a good amount of friends and also was doing fairly well at school. What could there be to complain? After some silence, finally David spoke up in a quiet voice. Hey Jane, I heard that the Jones are getting a divorce. Patrick sits in his seat, thinking why David must say, Hey Jane. Isn't it obvious who he is addressing? Why the formality? Oh really? Well, now that I think about it, it isn't much of a surprise. They weren't talking. I saw it coming, Jane replies. David nods, and the silence comes back. Patrick thinks to himself, why don't we ever talk about ourselves? Not me, but Mom and Dad. Why does it always have to be about the Yamakis, the Gibsons, the Jones, and sometimes the Smiths? How the Gibsons always have conversations all over the place, but they never listen to each other. Or the Yamakis, a Japanese couple who have been influenced by American people about public display of affection. Jane can't stand all the kissing and hugging that she can't get. The time has come. Patrick would no longer be Patrick Peterson, but Nero. Nero with no last name.